Hello guys. I come to you today standing up. I know we've never seen this before. It's crazy, but there's a reason. And that reason is, well, as you can see, I need to reorganize my books. And that's not all of them. Get this tripod out of the way. This one was too short for my height. I had to use my ring light thing. But I can't have the ring light and my camera on there at the same time, which is really rude. But okay. So yeah, welcome to my channel. I'm Aurora. I do bookish content, and today that bookish content is reorganizing my bookshelves, which is a daunting task I don't know if I'm quite ready for. I've been procrastinating, as you could see, and that's not all. I have to show you more. Yeah, I thought if I'm gonna do it, I might as well film it for you guys and kind of go through my thought process, which I don't even know exactly what that is yet. Yeah, let's get into it. Let me show you what I'm working with. This is where I usually film, this wall here. I'm slowly making it a gallery wall. Sorry, it looks like really sparse, but I just got that print.
That's so beautiful.
Right here I have what once was my TBR shelf and now has just kind of turned into a mess. Okay guys, this is what we're working with here. It's 4 shelves and let's just say I've been just kind of piling books up by it. And then we have my bookcase here. That's my January TBR right there. I just kind of plopped it there. That is my boyfriend's book from work because he works for Riot. I should probably put that on his bookcase. This was like my old favorites. And I have a mess right here. This is a new fave. So good. I love CJ Lead. Probably one of my favorite authors. This stuff shouldn't be here at all, but we'll get to it. So yeah, this is my, some of my fave. It's mostly fantasy and classics here. I think I want to make this my horror shelf because I'm just way more into horror at this point in my life. Over here I have more favorites, but it's kind of like a mishmash. Yeah, and that's not even all, guys, because I have a whole cart here. This is more TBR. I will probably actually leave this alone because I organized this fairly recently. It's books that I need to read, but that aren't on the top of my priority list, except for my cat got fur all over this. I'm so sorry. Except for these ones. This is a HP Lovecraft collection that my cat loves to stand on and get fur, and I'm gonna have to roll that. She also loves to use her scratching post right here and get these little cardboard pieces everywhere. It's very annoying. And you'll watch my cat run right in. Look! Yep, he loves the secret book closet that he's never allowed into. Ignore the floors, they are clean. It's just, that's not my fault. We rent, that's how we got it. So this is also currently a mess because I did have a lot of those TBR books here, but I moved the ones that I haven't read, and a lot of this is childhood favorites, especially this row here. This is my childhood here, guys. Well, at least what I have left of it. Well, y'all don't know, but I was in a flood when I was 8 and lost a lot of stuff. But these ones here and these ones here I'm selling. So yeah, that's what we got going on there. It's just a little book closet that I'm hoping to make cuter one day. I started by putting, what do you call it, this sticky paper stuff on here, but it peeled off so fast, so I kind of just want to replace it, so I didn't bother doing the rest. But yeah, I have to reorganize this. I'll probably leave that bottom shelf alone, and Icky will help me because he loves the closet, as you can see. Oh guys, I also finally got a coffee table because that's what you do when you turn 25. I have my beautiful edition of Frankenstein here, and I'm putting my collection of Zines here. We have Hellborn, that's the ones I'm currently trying to collect. I have a couple on the way. Beautiful. These two I'm currently reading. Walking Dead, this is actually my boyfriend's, but we are watching the show and he was like, you gotta read it. So I am. And I've slowly been making my way through Wuthering Heights. I've just been busy, so I'm only like halfway through. It's my journal. This is going to be my media journal. It's also Frankenstein because, guys, I have a Frankenstein obsession, especially after seeing Guillermo del Toro's movie, which, speaking of, this is just a sticker book. I got Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities book, and I will have a video coming soon of me following Guillermo del Toro's daily routine for a week, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, that's what I got going on my coffee table. Oh yeah, got my tarot cards, my mini Ouija board, my what do you call these? Coasters. I was blanking so hard, guys. I will open this for you today. I got my aardvark package today, so we'll open that first, and then we will get into organizing this chaos. Ignore my router and stuff over there. We're gonna start with this shelf, but first, let me show you the aardvark book picks that I have. These ones are for December, and the first one was already on my TBR or my wish list. So I was so excited to see it as an option. Itch by Gemma Amor. I love this cover, guys. This is a horror, which I'm very excited for. Look at it without the dust jacket. Oh, she's gorgeous. Then we have Canticle by Janet Rich Edwards. I've heard a lot of good things about this, so I'm really excited to read it. And this one has this gorgeous shades of green here. Oh, look at that. Guys, I just love books. What can I say? So yes, my plan for this shelf, because it's just the most like I can see in my living room. This is my living room, by the way, but it's kind of my area because my boyfriend has the office, which is fair because he works at home sometimes. And I have more space. I have a coffee table, so yeah. This I want to be my horror shelf, but most of all, like my favorite horror novels, or I might put some there that I haven't read but I anticipate to be favorites because if they fit the vibe. I think I'm gonna start by taking everything off and seeing what I do want to keep displayed in my living room and what I want to put in my book closet. Because, I have limited space here, so there are some books that have to hide away in the closet. I just don't have many other places to put bookcases in this apartment because we have that big wall, but it's a mirror, and I like doing my workouts in front of it to check my form, and I just feel like a bookcase would look weird in front of the mirror. And I have thought about getting a tall bookcase because there's one in my boyfriend's office. I just have an immense fear of it falling over, so because we have earthquakes in California. I do have an intense fear of it falling over, so if I did get one, I'd have to get help securing it with the wall. I don't know what the word is. I'm blanking. That's besides the point. This is what I'm working with right now. Freaking editions of Alice in Wonderland. Some say Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. Some just say Alice in Wonderland. So those will probably go to this shelf. I kept gesturing to this shelf over here because I do want them out. Like I said, I want this to be horror. What I'm gonna do is pick out some of the horror novels that I want on here, and we will be back after that. shelf and let me go through why I put things where I did. So this, my favorite topic, cannibalism, is this section. I haven't read this yet, so I don't know for sure if it contains cannibalism, but I put the authors together. And same with this. I have read this. It doesn't have cannibalism, but I like to keep the authors together. And it's still horror, so we have all my books containing cannibalism leading into my vampire books. I need to collect the rest of these. I'm working on it. My vampire kind of stops here and then just goes into like, I feel like Dracula fits with this kind of classic vibe here with the Legend of Sleepy Hollow and Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And I have Monstrello, Jawbone, and I have not read Carnality yet, so I'm not sure if that's gonna stay there. But then down here we have my Mona Awad book. She's my fave. Actually, technically this should go first. I just put that there because it's paperback. I should probably switch that, but I feel like it'll look funny. We'll see. Then I have One Bad Night. A lot of these are aardvark books. House of Beth, Bat Eater. This I don't think is technically horror, but it is dark fantasy, but it's also the same author, so I kept them together. The Hounding and the rest of these. Love this book. Love this author. Love this author. Want all of her books. And down here we have these Alice books my mom got me because she knows I'm obsessed with Alice in Wonderland, and I'm trying to look for more like dark twists on the story, like the game Alice Madness Returns. And we just have some kind of random horror novels, and then we have, this is not at all like in any order because I don't even have any of the editions in order. I've been slowly collecting them off Pango Books, but I have my VC Andrews books. I just started collecting these, and I love the covers on these, that they have like this little hidden. And then I wanted to leave some room because I know that I will probably have more books I want to put here. So I just put Slewfoot sideways like this, and I'm going to be reading this in January. And yeah, I think it's time to move on to this shelf. We've got some work ahead of us because I'm also surrounded by books. But yeah, let's get into that. Oh guys, I forgot my Don't Let the Forest books. They like slid over. We'll save them. Okay, they're going on this shelf. Probably just gonna throw them like in the front here, I guess. Okay, my guys, we're gonna tackle this bookcase. It's kind of an awkward space to get into, so I'm kind of tucked back by my router I just knocked down. I'm gonna follow like that same method and just take off books that I know I'd be fine with like putting in my book closet or on that, and figure out what books I want to keep on here. So yeah. Show you what I got. Actually, let's start here because these are like my faves. All of my Olivia Blake, V.E. Schwab. I have that V.E. Schwab, like this, I have that graphic novel of V.E. Schwab, but I don't have the books that proceeded and go with it, so I'm gonna hold off on displaying that until I read those books. But anyway, Wayward, which is just like, oh, I love Wayward. That's why my mom got me this beautiful edition of it. The Familiar, which is not my favorite. It kind of disappointed, but I love 9000 Hellbent, and I want to keep the author together. Again, I have more of Le Bardugo over here, but I have not read any of those yet, so I am fine with putting them elsewhere for now. Plus, they are a pretty different genre from these, I feel, so I don't know, I might put them back together eventually, but for now. I wanted to keep this like mostly my favorite. House of Beasts, so good. My Dark Vanessa. I'm just gonna say this about every book. So good, so good, so good. I love this memoir. Did a video on touching on that. And then I'm not a huge romance fan, but Something About Funny Story by Emily Henry. I just fell in love with this book. I do like Emily Henry a lot. She's one of the only romance authors I read, and my boyfriend got me this beautiful Waterstones edition of it. So that's what I have for my top shelf. And then I have my Cruel Prince series here, Elfame. Beautiful editions. My mom years ago got me these covers, which I kind of showed off. Just beautiful art. Sorry if I'm shaky. Books from Anonymous, The Diary of Oxygen Thief, and like the following two books. Love. Highly recommend. Secret History, Pretty Girls by Karen Slaughter. Love, love, love. And you could see the rest. I'm sure you don't want me to explain every freaking book I have, but yeah. Those are more favorites. And these are like my classics slash Alice in Wonderland editions. And then my Ovid Metamorphosis. And then these two books I just really loved growing up. They touch on heavy topics. And I just put those there for now. And I'm going to leave this empty because I have a feeling that I'll want to put something else there. And I don't want to have to like fully reorganize again. So I'm gonna leave a little space. Let's see from far away. Then I had all these little guys. I crocheted this Wooble, looks like Icarus. My Smiskies, which I don't collect anymore. My Mofu Sand I do collect, he's staying. I'm not sure where I want to put my Smiskies because I don't collect them anymore, so I'm holding off on that. Now we got a deal. Ignore the paper towels, I use those to clean the shelves. I'm about to throw them away. Now we deal with this. Sorry you can barely see this shelf. I'm tall, so it's hard to keep me in the frame and this shelf because I'm 5'10" and she's not. I don't know how tall she is. Anyway, for this shelf, I really would like to keep this as a TBR shelf just because there's so many books left on it that you can't see that are TBR books. So what I'm going to do is go through that pile of books I just took off the other shelf and see what I haven't read, and I will put it here, and then we will organize the closet together.
Cutie patootie.
Okay, that took me 2 seconds because there was not many books on that shelf that I haven't read. I don't know why I thought there was because that was like my favorites at the time. No longer quite my favorites. My reading taste has changed. I mostly read horror now and thrillers, gothic stuff like that. So my tastes have changed, which is why I felt like it was time to change the way these bookcases looked anyway. But this is still going to be just mainly TBR. The only books I added to it were Shadow and Bone series by Leigh Bardugo, Lives of Saints, which goes with it, and Six of Crows series. Everything else was already on there, and I've shown most of them off in my haul video. So yeah, this is just going to be TBR. They're on my horror shelf. There is books on my horror shelf that I haven't read, but I know myself, and they will probably be favorites. And if not, I will take them off. So let's go work on the closet. The lighting is atrocious here, but what can I do? I'm honestly not gonna feel myself crawling in and out of here to put books away, but this is where we're starting with. I will probably put the books I'm selling in that bin down there just to get them out of the way and put all the other books I just took off my shelf onto this. So yeah, I'll do that. All right, guys, I am all done organizing this. Let me show you what I have. This front part has pretty much remained the same. I have some poetry. These are two of my school textbooks. I have more poetry, and I added in the poetry that was on my other shelf, including the bell jar because I have the other edition of it and her other poems. I have this little book here, my little crab guy, he opens. And then these books were already here until this point. I put these ones back. Sorry, it's hard to show. These are like my magic books because I love witchy stuff. And Stephen King's It, which I'm trying to psych myself up to read, but I'm scared of clowns, so we'll see. My mom has been begging me to. This shelf stayed pretty much the same, except I added in my Caravel and Once Upon a Broken Heart books, which I do still love. I'm fine with having them in here because I'm not hugely into fantasy anymore. Here, these are a series I loved when I was younger. Besides, I did love these when I was younger. I still love these. I actually only got these editions a few years ago and read them all, but these I read as a kid. Would you believe I read these in like 5th grade? I remember having one of them open in my classroom in 5th grade, and it was on like a pretty inappropriate scene, and my male teacher picked up my book and looked at what I was reading and read it out loud, and I was like, oh, yeah, maybe don't do that. He's like, I don't know if you're quite old enough to have this book in class, but you know what? My mom let me read it, so not his problem. Loved this book. And we get younger as I go this way. Really loved these when I was younger. Obviously, we got Silverstein. Had this like forever. We've got Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. My sister's The Vampire. I've always been obsessed with vampires, guys. It started young. I think these even have like vampires and supernatural creatures too. This Dead Is series. And then Curiosity Killed the Cat. See, I've always been into the spooky stuff. And this actually I haven't read. This my mom just gave to me. Haven't read that. And these are just stray random books that I've read and I want to keep, but this is all empty except for a gizmo. If you're wondering why I have a gizmo, it's because my nickname was Gizmo as a kid because my mom said they couldn't name me a gremlin, but I followed the 3 rules that turned you into a gremlin applied to me, which is like no sunlight, don't feed after midnight, don't get water on. So yeah, my nickname was Gizmo. That's why I have a gizmo there. And then these are the books I'm selling. Actually, I don't have these up for sale because I annotated them at the time. So I don't know if anyone will buy those. But yeah, I just don't really want to support Sarah J. Maas anymore. I did really love the Throne of Glass series, but I already sold that. So yeah, that's what we've got going on in here. Again, this covered in cat fur, but has pretty much stayed the same. It's my cat monster. She stands here and she gets these all bent. So I gotta maybe rethink my other TBR shelf. It's not particularly organized in any certain way. I did kind of try to stick genres together, but I don't know. It's TBR, so I don't care too much. More of my faves. Showed you guys all this already, but more of my faves. And my absolute favorite shelf, horror. Oh, and I also added, this was hiding in my closet, this Buffy comic. It's actually number 5. I need the first ones, but I love Buffy. Again, vampires have just always been obsessed. Oh my god, I also watched True Blood really young. You guys need to get on that one. And yeah, ignore my crowded coffee table. These will be going. So yeah, guys, that's me reorganizing all my books. I'm sorry if this wasn't the most entertaining video, but I wanted something short I could put out for you guys. Maybe have you see my personal book taste a bit more because I do review a lot of books that I don't like. I do want to do more reviews on books I love in the future, so that will be coming. But yeah, this way you get to know me a little more. You can see I'm obsessed with vampires, Frankenstein, macabre, all the spooky stuff I love. I'm obsessed with Guillermo del Toro's movies, and Frankenstein just awakened something in me that has me obsessing over his work that he's done previously, which I've also always loved. I grew up watching Pan's Labyrinth, loved. I want to rewatch again. for the millionth time. But like I said, I will be doing a video following his routine for a week very soon, so stay tuned for that. Oh, to go along with my Frankenstein obsession, besides that painting and my addition and stuff, I have this Frankenstein. I have my Frankenstein necklace. It's an anatomical heart. So beautiful. Sorry, I rambled a ton, but I just wanted to kind of just talk to you guys and have you get to know me a little better and see me reorganize my shelves. So thank you so much if you watched through to this point. I swear I have more interesting videos coming, but yeah, thank you. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.